Hello, good evening and welcome to Hitbullseye live session. So quickly join in everyone because today we are going to cover up a very important topic. I can see you've all been demanding for more lectures, and that is the reason I have decided that this week we will have two live demo sessions. Live sessions. Today we will do the analogy question. Analogy particularly because through these questions you do two things. One, you get to learn so many new words, you improve your vocabulary. Second, you get to make out or decode the relationship in different pairs. So logic and vocabulary, both the things are employed in these types of questions. So quickly join in everyone. Yes, hello Abhitej and hello Ryu, Krishna. Hello everyone. So are you people ready for the session? Let everyone join in quickly and then we will start with the class. Very good evening Ryu, very good evening. So yes, before starting the session, let me quickly tell you what analogy is. In analogy, again, you will get this type of question. And if you have attended the previous session, you must be aware. So two words will be given to you in a pair. A is to B. It can be anything. It can be chair is to furniture. It can be admire is to idolize. So two words in one pair. Our first step should be to decode the relationship. How are they related to each other? After decoding the relationship, you will get a structure. For example, for chair is to furniture, you will say A is a type of B. That is, chair is a type of furniture. So A is a type of B. You have to find out the other pair which one can fit here. Similarly, admire is to idolize. Admire and idolize, they are both synonyms. We all know that. Admire is smaller degree, idolize is higher degree. So considering someone to be the idol is an extreme. So yes, they are synonyms, but A has a smaller degree, B has a higher degree. You have to be considerate of this also, because in the option, the examiner may try to confuse you by giving more than one such pair जिसमें दो synonyms use हुए होंगे, एक higher degree का, एक lower degree का. But probably the order will be reversed. तो तुम्हें ये भी ध्यान रखना है कि A का ऑर्डर छोटा हो और B का बड़ा हो, हायर डिग्री. So with this, let us start with the session. But before that, I want you all to keep a pen and a notebook with you and note down all the new words that you come across. So we will see some very wonderful words in today's class. Don't just focus on the answer of that question. Apart from it, whichever word is new for you, write it down. Hardly any days are left for your exam now, so it's important. Grasp as many words as you can. And tomorrow I'm going to be live again with the RC practice sets, because there will be 3 RCs in the CUET exam, 6 questions each. From all the RCs you will be getting 6 questions, in total 18 questions. So we have to make sure that we have to get those 18 questions. We shouldn't be missing any of those. So we will see how to approach the RC and what is the paper format or what is the format of the RC that they give you. So do not forget to join that session also. Tomorrow 6 p.m. Right, let us quickly get into the video. I've told you the basics of analogy. Analogy is finding comparison or similarity between otherwise two dissimilar things and then finding one more pair from the option which fits in the structure. Right, I hope you're having your pen and notebooks with you. Let us see how good your vocabulary is. The first question in front of you, let me quickly read the direction for you. For each question, choose the related pair that expresses a relationship similar to that in the capitalized pair. This is the capitalized pair. Mimicry is to camouflage, and then you have to find out one more such relation which is quite similar to this. Okay, so there are two types of analogy. One is the horizontal analogy, another is the vertical analogy. In horizontal analogy, there will be a relation between these two words. Similarly, you have to find out one more pair, जो हम यहाँ पे लिख सकते हैं, C is to D. So similar pair. In vertical analogy, you can put the C and D here. This is A and B. So in a way, A will be related to C and B will be related to D. This is vertical analogy. So find out that word which is somehow related to mimicry and a word which is related to camouflage. Quickly drop in your answers. Now for these type of questions, now obviously this is probably 3rd or 4th live of analogy. So I have come up with some good questions. I know you have mastered this type. So that is the reason we have come up with a little bit more difficult question. So in such question, when you have no clue of the answer, try the elimination method. For example, photosynthesis. Photosynthesis and pollination is related to plants. Is it any way related to the camouflage or mimicry? Let me make it easy for you. Mimicry is imitation or copying something. Camouflage is disguising oneself. So you must have seen those army uniforms, green uniform, we call it the camouflage print. The reason they wear those green uniform is they want to hide themselves in the trees. So that is camouflage, disguising in a way that you get similar to your background or things around you. Okay, Abhijit is saying C. Wonderful. Ryu and Abhijit, I am so impressed. Yes, the answer is C. Mutation is to variation. Chalo, let's quickly do the elimination method. Photosynthesis and pollination is related to plants, not related to mimicry. So we can easily eliminate this one. Digestion and rumination. How can mimicry be related to digestion? Digestion to हमें सबको पता है क्या होता है. So it cannot be this one. Rumination is the process of chewing. The cattle, the cows and the buffaloes, you must have seen them chewing. That process is known as rumination. So this is one word that, the new word that we have come across. Rumination is the process of chewing. Another meaning of this word is being in a deep thought. Pondering over something is ruminating over something if you are in deep thought. So this has two meanings, right? Hibernation and generation. Generation we all know. Hibernation is the resting period of the animals. You must have heard the polar bear. They would eat as much as they can, and in the winters they go into the hibernation. They would sleep or rest for days and months without food or without going out. That is hibernation. So this hibernation is anyway not related to mimicry. Now, Ryu and Abhijit, you people guessed the right answer, mutation and variation. But what is the relationship? Mimicry is copying. Mutation is some kind of change or alteration in something. तो क्या हुआ ये? Antonyms हुए दोनों word. Mimicry copy करना होता है, mutation change करना होता है. So they are antonyms. Camouflage disguise करना होता है, gelling with the background you can say. Variation is being different or looking different from the background. So ये भी दोनों antonym हुए in a way. So this is the right answer. The relationship was A is, you can say, opposite of C, and B is opposite of D. This is the relationship. Very good. You may pat yourself, your backs. Moving on to the next question. Anecdote is to story. Let us see who's going to answer this one. Anecdote is to story. Drop in your answers. Come on. Abhijit, Ryu, Krishna, everyone. So let me tell you what anecdote is. Anecdote are short stories which are not the mainstream one. So when we read about history, we usually read about the kings and the kingdoms. For example, we read about the Bhakti moment, we read about the Mughal period, but we ignore certain short stories about the common people. So you can say these are the short stories, the ignored one basically, जिसे हम हिंदी में किस्से कहते हैं, that you can call anecdote also. So which word is it related to? Okay, I have my first response, which is B. Chapter is to novel. See, chapter जो होता है वो part होता है novel का, and not every novel will have a chapter. Abhijit, think of this. So anecdote is a type of story. तो आपको relationship देखना है type वाला. A is a type of B. So what can we fit in this structure? Okay, Ryu is also saying B. Is chapter a type of novel, students? It's a part of novel, you can say. It's not a type of novel. This is a very nice question because there are two close contenders here. Come on, I'm waiting for your response. B is not the right answer. Chapter is not a type of novel. Film is not a type of theatre. Rather, theatre is where the films are displayed. So this cannot be the answer, right? Lyric is to song. Lyric is a short poem, you can say. So it's not a type of song. यहाँ पे अगर poem होता, then we would have considered it. So sonnet, ode, lyric, these are the types of poems. तो यहाँ पे लिरिक दिया है, हो सकता है आपको एग्जाम में ओड आ जाए या सोनेट आ जाए. सोनेट इज 14 line poem, lyric is a short poem, elegy is a poem written in memory of someone, right? So there are different types of poems. Joke is to parody. So parody is again a written piece in which you mock something. So joking is not necessarily related to that written piece of work, right? So what are we left with? We are left with D. Skit is to play. So skit is also a kind of play, a humorous kind of play, you can say. So this is also one particular type of play, not each and every play. Similarly, anecdote is a type of story, right? Anecdote, short story. Skit is a short humorous play. I hope this one is clear, everyone. Yes, Ryu is the right answer. Ryu is asking, what is parody? Parody is a written piece of work in which you mock something or you joke something. So joke is not a type of parody. Rather, they are different forms of mocking something, ridiculing something. Moving on to the next one, we have to cover up a lot of questions today. So we need to speed up a little bit. Bird is to snare. Similarly, is lion is to den. Now again, vocabulary plays its role. If we do not know the meaning of the word snare, we are struck here. But still, let us see if you will be able to guess it or not. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. Yes, Abhijit, Ryu, Krishna, try your luck in this one. Lion is to den, fish is to seine, lamb is to shears, scorpion is to sting. So I think we all know कि scorpion का जो sting होता है, we know that what sting is. So it stings using that part of it which it has. Like the bees have a sting, the scorpions also have a sting. Shear is a kind of tool with the help of which you remove the wool of a sheep. So bird is to snare. Coming to this, snare is a type of net used to capture the birds. To catch the birds, you can say. Abhijit is saying D. No, Abhijit, it's not D. The right answer here is fish is to seine. Just as snare is a net for the birds, seine is a net for the fishes. So we catch fishes in a particular kind of net जिसे हम seine बोलते हैं. Right? New word for you. Write it down. So lion and den. Den is the place where the lion lives or rests, you can say, or sleeps. Moving on to the next one. Pottery is to shard. Pottery is to shard. Yes, Ryu for this one. What is the answer? Pottery is to shard. Similarly, which word should we go with? Symphony and musician. Symphony is a particular kind of, you can say, composition. Orchestral composition it can be. So one more hint that you can take is, musician is a word that we use for a person. But is shard a word that we use for person? No, that is not. Pottery, we all know, using the clay or the mud we make certain vases or pots or something like that. That is pottery. तो pottery और shard का क्या relation होगा? Wall is to brick, shoe is to heel. Let us see who will guess. Then I will tell you the answer for this one also. Okay, coming to the meaning of this word. Once you've made that particular item you want to make using that clay, the remains of it or the debris or the waste is known as shard. तो एक बार वास या पॉट बनाने के बाद जो डिब्रीज बचता है उसे हम शार्ड बोलते हैं. Similarly, so those small pieces of clay and mud. Similarly, breads को यूज करने के बाद जो कुछ crumbs बचते हैं उन्हें हम crumbs बोलते हैं, right? So it should be this one. Bread crumbs, you must have heard of bread crumbs. So this is the debris of the bread and shard is the debris of the pottery. So right answer should be this one. Brick is not a debris, rather we make a wall using the bricks. So the relationship is A is made using B. Shoe and heel, B is a part of A. So no relation, not quite the similar one. हाँ, yes, right you. Crumbs जो होते हैं वो pieces of bread होते हैं, ऐसे ही जो shard होते हैं वो pieces of pottery होते हैं, the remains basically. So the right answer is B. Yes, Abhijit, you have guessed it correctly. Moving on to the fifth question. Think very closely and carefully. Antenna is to signal. Similarly, can we say bread is to grain, story is to reporter, stem is to flower, net is to fish? Which one should we go with? Do not forget to decode the relationship, make a structure. Only then you will be able to find out the right answer. Let us see who's going to answer this one quickly. Yes, anyone? Abhijit, Riyu, hurry up. Okay, for this one, we know that antenna helps you to catch the signal, or you can say A catches B. Similarly, it should be net is to fish. Net is used to catch the fish. क्या हम बोल सकते हैं that bread is used to catch grain, story is used to catch reporter, or stem is used to catch flower? So we know that with the help of the antennas, we receive signal or catch signal. Similarly, with the help of net, you receive fish, or you can say you capture fish. Yes, Riyu, wonderful. The answer is D. Very nice. So see, you have become such masters of analogy. Renounce is to pledge. Renounce is to pledge. We all know what pledging is. Pledge is a kind of promise that you make. What is renounce? Abhijit, is this the answer for this question? Very nice, Abhijit. Wonderful. Answer is D. Very good, both of you. So when you take back the pledge, or you don't follow the pledge that you have taken, then it is known as renouncing it, basically leaving it, or taking a step back, or abandoning that pledge. Similarly, if the government passes some order and then it takes it back, it's no more in force, उसे हम कहते हैं to recede that particular order, taking it back. Taking back a pledge will be renouncing that, and taking back an order will be rescinding that. So right answer is this one. Exculpate is to show someone or to prove someone guilty. Write down the meaning of these words. Exculpate is to make someone guilty, to show someone as he is guilty. How to remember this word? With association method. We all know the word culprit. Culprit कौन होता है? जो guilty होता है किसी crime के लिए. तो यहाँ से you can pick this word and try to remember this word कि exculpate मतलब किसी को culprit show करना या किसी को guilty show करना. This is a way of learning the word. Recriminate is counter accusation. For example, someone has accused me of something, and just to take the revenge, I accused him back for something else. That is known as recriminating. If I simply talk about this word, the root word criminate, criminate is again to make someone look guilty. Similar to exculpate. पर जब इसके सामने हमने prefix add किया re, तो it means counter accusation. Redeem is to save or to restore the order or honor. I hope these words are clear. Let's move on to the next one. New words for you. Now let us see who's going to answer this one, because these are quite new words. For this one, everyone, let us see who's going to answer this one. Subpoena is to witness. Similarly, suborn is to judge, tax is to worker, elect is to officer, conscript is to soldier. Let us see who's going to answer this one. Really nice vocabulary has been used here. So let me tell you what subpoena is. So a legal notice from the court which makes it compulsory for you to attend the court. Right? So legal notice, a compulsory notice for you to attend the court is known as subpoena. So subpoena is sent for the witnesses, and it's compulsory for them to attend the court if they get a subpoena from the court, a notice, a legal notice from the court. Similarly, conscript is to soldier, a compulsory enlisting of the soldier. To give you an example, during the World War, most of the men from Germany or from any other country who participated in the war, they had to be enlisted. If they are young and they are fit, they were forcefully enlisted to fight. So you can say forceful or compulsory enlistment of the soldier is known as conscript. So these are both legal jargons, right? So answer should be D. Now, suborn is to judge. Suborn is bribe. So how is bribe related to judge? Can we say that bribe is compulsory for judge? No, it's not. Tax is to worker. Is tax compulsory or forced on the workers? No, it's not. Elect is to officer. Is election important for the officers? Not always. So when we say officer or when we say worker, it's very vague. But when we use these words, these are the exact legal jargon we use. Subpoena for the witness and conscript for the soldiers. Moving on to the 8th question. Soliloquy. What is the meaning of the word soliloquy? Soliloquy is to play. Should it be violin is to concerto, overture is to musical, lyric is to poem, or aria is to opera? So we pronounce it like aria. Let us see who is going to answer this one. So let me tell you what soliloquy is. Soliloquy is a solo kind of speech. So when a person, you must have seen in drama and in movies, we introspect on something and we talk to ourselves, but we are talking loudly. Not in the mind, we are talking it loudly, talking to oneself. We are not expecting any hearers here. So it's a solo speech, you can say. A solo speech is known as a soliloquy, which is a part of play, you can say. Similarly, aria is a long composition or singing by the solo singer. So solo is the root word, the catch word here. Here, this is the solo singer who sings. It's a part of the opera or other orchestral setting, you can say. Similarly, soliloquy is also a part of the play wherein the speaker speaks alone. He is not expecting anyone to answer his questions. Answer should be this one. Overture is to musical. I can see some of you are saying it's B. Overture is that part, or you can say prelude to orchestra. Before starting the exact composition, before that you can say it is preceded by a short musical composition that is known as overture, the prelude to the main composition. So it cannot be this one. Answer is D. I know you must all be scratching your head that these questions are so difficult, but that is what the catch is here. No, you have to learn these words. Spirit is to liquid. Similarly, chair is to what? So spirit is a mixture of liquids. You mix liquids to get spirit, or you can say, if I have to write A is to B, you can say that A is made up of B. What is a chair made up of, students? If I have to use the same relation for chair, very nice, wood. I have got my answer which is absolutely correct. It should be wood. Spirit is made up of liquid, chair is made up of wood. Here you can, if you do not know the meaning of the word spirit, you may fall for this also. So be careful of that. Insect is to butterfly. What is the relationship between the two? Insect is to butterfly. We know the meaning of both of these words. Let us see for this one if you will be able to decode the relationship. A is to B. Okay, we have one more response which is B. Very nice, Ryu. Absolutely right. Philosophy is to metaphysics. Butterfly is a type of insect. B is a type of A. B is a type of A is the right relation here. Metaphysics is a branch of philosophy, or you can say is a type of philosophy. And if I have to tell you the meaning of this word, meta means beyond. Wherever you get this root word meta, it will always mean beyond. You must have heard of this recent term, metaverse. We have been listening a lot about it. So metaverse is another world, you can say, or beyond this world. Physics is the physical world we are present in, the things we see around us. So if I say metaphysics, it means beyond the world. So the imaginary things, all the Disney movies that you see, all the magical things that you discuss, they are all metaphysics or metaphysical, beyond this world. They are far-fetched from the imagination. So this is a type of philosophy, right? B is a type of, A was the relationship. Decibel is to loudness. What is the relation of this? Let us see if you've read your physics and the SI units properly. The units to measure different things. Light, sound, and all the things. Distance and speed. Let us see and check your physics here. The answer for this one, Ryu and Abhijit. Krishna, what do you think? So we know that decibel is a unit that is used to measure the sound, right? A is a unit to measure B is the relationship. A is a unit used to measure B. Which is the right answer? Very good, Abhijit and Ryu. Answer for this one is light year is to distance. So for how do we measure the light? We measure it through the light year. Throughout 1 year, how much the light has traveled. So basically, this is a unit. Light year is a unit which is used to measure the distance the light has covered in 1 year. Very nice. Spectrum is a band of colors. For example, the rainbow, you have these 7 colors in that. Circumference is used to measure the parameter of the circle, not the distance traveled, or it's not a unit, right? Chef is to restaurant. Similarly, druggist is to. This one is a very easy one. Yes, distance is measured in light year. Very nice, Ryu. What about this one? Chef is to restaurant, druggist is to. Now this is a very easy one. So we know that restaurant is the place for chef to work. Similarly, druggist sits or uses which place? He uses a pharmacy. Absolutely right. So we are here talking about a place जहाँ पर हमें शेफ मिलता है और जहाँ पे हमें ड्रगिस्ट मिलते हैं, उस प्लेस को हम फार्मेसी बोलते हैं. If I say store, it can be any store, shopping for anything, not necessarily for medicine. But pharmacy is a store of medicines only. Medicine is the thing they sell, right? The drugs they sell. Chemist is just another word used for the druggist. But we are not looking for synonyms. We are looking for the place these people sit at. Next word. Cringe is to fear. Similarly, yawn is to. Cringe is to fear. Yawn should be equal to what? In the same relation. So when we fear, we basically cringe. Cringe is जिसे हम हिंदी में कहते हैं सिकुड़ना. जब आपको किसी चीज से बहुत fear होता है, आपको डर लगता है, तो आपका जो reflex action होता है, वो क्या होता है? Reflex action आपका कि आप सिकुड़ जाते हो, cringe करते हो आप. So similarly, आप yawn कब करते हो? When do we yawn? Absolutely right. Oh, seriously, did I see A? No, A is not the answer. C, yes, absolutely right. When we feel bored, when we feel the boredom, we basically yawn. तो ये दोनों हमारे reflex action है, cringe करना और yawn करना. So answer should be boredom. We don't yawn when we are angry. We take a lot of actions when we are angry, right? Okay, moving on to the previous one. One more thing that I would like to discuss. When we worry, we don't yawn, rather we frown. So this is another word. Exam में आपको ऐसा भी कोई word आ सकता है कि जब आप worrisome होते हो तो आप frown करते हो. That facial expression that shows that you are worried. Okay, guide is to direct, as reduce is to, again an easy one. Guide is to direct. Similarly, reduce is to what? Come on, Ryu and Abhijit, answer this one. So it is the role of the guide that he directs us. Similarly, what is the meaning of the reduce? So one thing is clear, guiding and directing are the synonym word. So this word guide, it can be used as a noun also for a person. It can be used as a verb also. Here we are going to use it as a verb. So guide karna, direct karna is the same thing, showing the direction, showing the way one should go with. So these are both verbs here. Similarly, reduce is to decrease, right? So we are here looking for A is a synonym of B. Okay, this one. Careful is to cautious as boastful is to. So a person who is cautious will be careful of his actions and their consequences. Who will be the person who will be boastful, boasting, being very superfluous, you can say, or praising oneself, being narcissist about one's action. Top of your lungs, you are telling it to everyone, you're boasting about it. So what is the answer for this one? Careful is to cautious, similarly boastful is to. Will a humble person boast about his action? Rather, he will believe in the actions and he'll see that people will notice it on their own. He won't boast his actions. Joyful person will also not boast it, not necessarily, right? A suspicious person who is doubtful of something is the last one who would boast about something because he's suspicious about it. Rather, he'll inquire into it. So the answer we are left with is arrogant. An arrogant person will definitely boast about his actions. That is the reason he's arrogant, not accepting anyone else's belief. And the last question for today. If fastidious is to meticulous, then cautious is to what? Repetition of the same word. Now again, two new words in front of you. Fastidious and meticulous. Let us see if you will be able to guess the meaning of this. Yes, Ryu, your previous answer was right. Very nice, Abhijit. The last question for today. Before telling their meaning, I am expecting a response from you. Very good, Abhijit. I can see that you've already given your answer, which is B. Okay. Fastidious and meticulous. Being meticulous is good. Meticulous is when you are very careful of your action. Fastidious is again being careful about the details, about the intricacies of something. How should a thing be done? Being very careful about that. So we can clearly see A is a synonym of B. So what is a synonym of cautious? Will it be diligent, wary, unconscious, or scrupulous? It will be. Let us see who's going to answer this one. It will be B. Very nice. Very. So when you worry about something, basically you are cautious about that thing. Diligent and scrupulous are synonym of fastidious and meticulous. You've learned 4 words जिनका सबका meaning है careful. Scrupulous is also careful. Diligent is also careful. Meticulous and fastidious are also careful. So rather we are not looking for synonym of these 2 words. We have to find out a synonym of this word, cautious. It will be worry. I hope you did enjoy this lecture and you did learn some new words from today's class. Do not forget to join tomorrow's session also. It's going to be on the RCs. We will do the same format as we saw in the previous year paper of the CUET exam. Apart from this, on Friday 7 to 8, we will have a live BBKP, that is Big Bull Ki Pathshala, wherein I will be interacting with the ma'am and you can put in. It will be a live session for you people to put in your doubts. I will take each and every of your doubt and answer those questions. So don't miss out on that. Share it with your friends also, as many as possible, all the people who are appearing for the CUET exam. Do not forget it, Friday 7 to 8, this coming Friday, right? So keep your questions and queries ready. Whatever you have, it will be a nice interactive session. Thank you so much, Ryu and Abhijit, for being so attentive. All the very best for your preparation. Only a few days are left. Be very focused in this time. And I know you've been preparing for it. So if you have any doubts, we'll see you on Friday. Thank you everyone and good day.